So we're here today with Ashley, and she's a recent graduate of Kodawari's 200-hour yoga teacher training. And I asked her today to help me out by just, in my words, freeballing why she feels that her life was improved by having taken the training in the first place. And second part will be an answer to what she's going to do with the training, which I think is the most pertinent piece. Not that her life hasn't positively changed, but how she's chosen to take the information and the growth that came through that teacher training and apply it in service to the world, which is one of the many thousands of ways that you could take the information and the learning from the teacher training and turn it into practical, applicable, active things in the world. So now Ashley gets to talk.
Thanks, Annette. The teacher training really did change my life radically. I was at a spot in my life where the physical aspect of yoga had been so positive in my life, but I was filled with joy. I had a great job, but I felt very stagnant. I knew there was something I needed to do, something else I needed to layer into my life. And I learned about the teacher training and went into it never ever thinking that I would teach. I really wanted to explore breathing, meditation, learning to quiet my mind, stop being so critical of myself, learning to love myself so that I could turn around and give that back to others. And that is precisely so much of what I got out of the program. And serendipitously, or I'll call it karma, towards the end of the program, I was introduced to a woman by the name of Pamela Robinson, who started a foundation a few years ago called Erin's House. And she started this foundation in honor of her son, who had passed after struggling with a mental illness for many, many years. And she, of course, had been his caregiver. And I listened to her talk about the difficulties of being a caregiver and mental illness. And those were two things that had just radically impacted my life. And she explained to me that Erin's House supports the caregivers. And I asked her if anybody had ever worked with the caregivers in providing yoga, specifically breathing, meditation work, so that they could take those skills back into their situation with their loved one that they were caregiving for and bring a little bit of peace and some positive energy that they need so badly to take care of these people that they love so much. And she very much enthusiastically supported me, even though I was a very, very, very green, newly minted teacher, and invited me to work with them once a month when their caregiver group gets together. And I can't describe the feeling. It would bring me to tears. It brings me such joy, and I see the joy, and some of the caregivers have reached out to me to talk about the breath work and what it's done for them, and they've asked more questions about the breath work, and just the karma and the momentum and the joy and the joy I feel and the joy that I see in them, just the little bit that I can give back. That is what the teacher training did for me. And as another layer, I have another good friend who works in not-for-profit, and she's working on finding other caregiver situations for me to volunteer my time to give back to others, and I couldn't be more grateful.
Thanks, Ash.